oh, the crowd is like so ecstatic. Making me laugh. Okay, so it's Simone Milasas. Hi, welcome to Choice, Change, and Action. So here's a little bit of a quickie. Right now, I'm at home and I'm heading to El Lugar in Costa Rica. Very excited. So I have a lot going on actually. When I arrive, I've got business done different. And then I'm off to Brazil, and I'm off to Brazil for a Choice for Possibilities class, and then a 1-day business, money, and profit class, which you can join live or online, and then back to El Lugar, and I've got a relationship done different class. I'm just going to have a look at the date that that's on because it's online, but alas, I'm going to take a few people that can come if you're staying at El Lugar, and you can come into my casita when we do the class. It starts on the 25th to the 28th of April. And I'm going to be at El Lugar until the 11th of May. I've got an advanced body class on there at the beginning of May. And then I do the Relationship Done Different certified training. So there's a lot going on. And I wanted to introduce you to the Profit Club in a different way. So what is the Profit Club? The Profit Club is a membership that I have. It's $28 a month at the moment. On the 1st of June, it's going to be a slight price increase. Anybody who's already in the Profit Club, don't worry. It's going to stay the same for you. You will be grandfathered into that, okay? So, but this is an excerpt from my last call that I did on the Profit Club. And, you know, it's interesting because most people look at profit as the amount of money that you have after you pay the bills. That's this reality. What's your reality? For me, the Profit Club is so much bigger than that, so much bigger than that. And we have talked about so many different things, including this excerpt. We're talking about, okay, what are you going to choose when the world is frantic? What are you going to choose when people are panicking, etc.? And we also talked about the 5 elements of intimacy here. So it's a live call. I do 2 a month. It's translated into many languages. We're actually increasing the languages in May. We're increasing the languages in May, so that's pretty exciting. And the 5 elements of intimacy are trust, honor, allowance, gratitude, and vulnerability. For me, that is such a big part of the Profit Club, because are you being kind to you today? Even if you look at how many things do you think of, or how many people do you think of before you choose? A tool I've been practicing is Simone chooses for Simone. So if your name is Paul, Paul chooses for Paul, okay? It's like, what if you start asking yourself that every day? And here's the piece that I think people get really screwed up with about this is, if I go Simone's choosing for Simone, people misidentify that as I'm choosing against someone. That's not true. I'm actually going to choose for me. Like, how many things have you chosen and you're choosing for somebody else? Like, I don't really want to go to this party, or I don't really want to do this, or And it's like, what if you started choosing for you? Now, how does that work? It's about following the energy. Like, I've got a really close friend of mine, one of my best mates. I've worked with her for just over 10 years, and she's worked with me, like in my business, and she's also worked with Access Consciousness. And we've been talking a lot, like the whole of this year. And this year has been like rocky, and there's nothing wrong with rocky, okay? There's nothing wrong with rocky. What you've got to do in those rocky moments is be in question and ask questions. So that's what I've been doing. It's like, okay, is what I'm choosing working for me? You know, I love facilitating access. Absolutely love it. I love the tools of access. Oh my goodness, it changes all the time. And, you know, since coming back from Uluru, we just did this class called The Source and Sorcery. My whole world has changed. You know, I've been asking what relaxation is and to relax with everything. And what I've noticed is I have this calmness in my world. Like, I'm just calm. I'm like, okay. And every day I keep waking up going, wow, it's still here. And what I'm noticing is when something shows up that I would maybe go to reaction or get frustrated or angry or be like, like this, I'm not. Like, that door is there, but that door seems to have shut. And then there's this other door that's opened up that is like, hey, you can be calm. You can choose calm. And as I'm choosing calm, I'm noticing that there are so many other possibilities available. That is the Profit Club, okay? That's the energy I'm talking about. So are you willing to have your life and living be profitable, not just monetarily, with the smile on your face, the joy in your world and everything that you're choosing, because you get to choose your life. This is your life. Are you letting somebody else dictate it? Are you letting somebody else control you? Or are you choosing for you? Okay. Simone chooses for Simone. You choose for you. Okay. And access consciousness, by the way, is every tool in access consciousness is about empowering you to know that you know you've got to choose. So this friend of mine has decided to not work with me in access anymore. And it was so cool. Like, she came and stayed with me for a week and we had some really cool chats, calm. And to see her choose what works for her, she's very, very, the people who would way rather be around animals than people. How many of us can put our hands up for that, hey? Or be out in nature. And she's recently bought this huge property with her partner in Tasmania, in Australia. She's got more animals and she wants to play with the animals and just give herself some space to find out, what's next. And I think that's incredibly courageous and it's admirable that she's choosing that. And even, this is what I mean by being in question. Even the other day, she's here and I just indulged a moment and I went, okay, if I had the means to just give up everything that I'm doing, like everything that I'm doing, and just be supported by a partner or have a bunch of money or something like this, so that I'm not looking to create money from work, right? Would I still do what I'm doing? Would I give it up? And I was like, fuck no, absolutely not. I love what I get to do and be in the world, and I'm incredibly grateful and I'm incredibly honored. I would like all of you to have that as well. No matter what is going on in the world, what is going on around you, start choosing what actually works for you. And sometimes it's going to take a bit of courage, okay? It's going to take a bit of courage to say, okay, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to change the trajectory of what I'm choosing and choose something different. And one of the things that she said to me was, this might not be verbatim, but it was like, she said, if I don't do this now, I get the sense that I'm missing out on what I'm meant to be doing here. What I would actually really like in 20 years time, 30 years time, go, fuck yeah, I'm so glad that I chose that. And I love that she's giving herself the space to choose that. And I spoke to her today and she's just booked a 3-week horse riding event in Spain. So she's going horse riding, trekking in Spain for 3 weeks in May. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And she's educating herself and learning more and more about horses. So I'd say in a few months' time, I will have her on the podcast again to see where she's at. So the point of me telling you this story, what are you choosing? What are you choosing for you today? What are you choosing with everything that's going on in the world today? Don't make that dominate you. You dominate you. Okay. So please enjoy the Profit Club. I'd love you to come and join the Profit Club. Like I said, it's in a bunch of languages. Of course, it's in English. There's a private Telegram thread that you can join or not join. It's up to you. I'm not the best at Telegram. I'm good in the group stuff, but answering individual stuff, I'm sorry if you've ever sent me something, I've probably never looked at it. And you get 2 calls with me a month. It works like Spotify. As long as you're a member, you can listen to everything I've done since the beginning, and we are over 50 calls in. So there's a lot to listen to. So you could just sit there and have a playlist. You must download the calls every month. Otherwise, if you jump out, it's all gone. Okay. It's like Spotify. Like, if you're a member, you get everything. When you're not, you're not. Okay. So it's $28 a month. Here's an excerpt from the last call that I did. The price is increasing in June, but yeah, please enjoy and enjoy you. Hey, eccola! Allora, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Profit Club. This is the last one for the month of March, 31st of March here in Australia. Hey, first off, I know that we've just put it in the thread here, but for those of you who are listening to the Profit Club afterwards, by the way, welcome to anybody who's new. Thank you for being here. It's one of my favorite things. I know I sound a little bit like a broken record because nearly every class I facilitate, I'm like, oh my God, I want to do that every weekend, like body classes, business done different, RDD, like well, everything. At Profit Club, I committed to it for 12 months and here we are and I love it and I don't see anytime soon that we're quitting. So thank you for being here because it takes you being here for this to actually be available. I did want to mention today, woohoo, is the launch of, well, it's the pre-orders. You can buy it. We put the little link here in the chat thread and we'll put it in the Telegram thread too. It's a book by Gary Douglas and Dane here, which is The 5 Elements of Intimacy. Now, if you've been on any of my classes, you'll know that that's like one of my top tools. I'm going to put it in my top 5. I use it all the time. Periodically, I will have the 5 elements of intimacy written out somewhere, like on a post-it note, or I brought these special pens that you can write on windows and mirrors that you can rub off. And I'll write it up there and have, the 5 elements of intimacy is trust, honor, allowance, gratitude, and vulnerability. And it is, it's absolutely gold. And I tell you why it's gold. Because when you stop looking outside of you for somebody to be the source for you, for somebody to deliver everything that you've decided they should deliver, and when you start actually acknowledging that you are the source, and that when you trust you, you're honoring you, you're in total allowance of you, including all of your idiosyncrasies. You have absolute gratitude for you, and you're being vulnerable with you every single day. A different reality can show up, like a really different reality. So you play with those tools, and I know that I've done Profit Club on talking about 5 elements of intimacy previously too. I've also done podcasts. So find them, listen to them, use the tools. And when you can have those 5 elements of intimacy with you, with your body, like also run stuff with your body. You can also run stuff with your business, with finance, another person, etc. Then you can start to have that with others. Because if you look at the energy of, if you're always looking for somebody to be grateful for you, are you grateful for you? It starts with you, okay? It starts with you. If you're looking somebody else to trust you, but you don't trust you, how the hell is somebody else going to trust you? Like I'm about to go to Costa Rica. Pardon? I leave on Sunday to El Lugar and I'll be riding, I've got horses now. I don't know what happened there, but now I've got horses. But I'll definitely be riding my horse Puma and other horses, etc. Now, if I'm looking for my horse to trust me, but I don't trust me, my horse isn't going to trust me. My horse is going to be like, what the hell is going on? What are we concerned about? Okay. So, what if you start with these 5 elements of intimacy with you? So, I highly, highly, highly recommend, strongly recommend purchasing this book. Okay. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. I haven't read it yet, and I'm very excited to have it and see it, etc. So, we do have a couple of questions that were sent in. Let me have a look. Okay, so we've got Uli from Austria. And if you're on here, please let me know because it's always so much easier to have a conversation with you than just read something you've written because there's always an energy with how you ask a question when you talk about it. There's a tone, etc. So your question is, could you say something about panic attacks? I have a lot of clients right now who have them, especially when driving at work when they are alone with kids. Some of them take medication, which surprisingly doesn't help. Okay, so I'm not sure what you have tools that you've given them, but my favorite tool would be, is it yours? So how many of you are getting frantic and panicking about something at the moment? You have to start being the energy of who does this belong to? You choose to use that tool, who does this belong to? And you be who does this belong to? The world is a little fucking crazy right now if you haven't noticed, okay? What I tend to do is it's actually not so much anymore. Every now and then I would find myself in a little bit of a rabbit hole being like, oh my God, Epstein files. Oh my God, Trump. Oh my God, like Venezuela, Cuba, da da da. No, there's going to be no gas, like all this sort of stuff. That's what the government wants. That's what, a lot of the quote unquote powers that be that they call themselves desire for us to do, is to go into panic and frantic. It's a choice. And it's messed reality, right? And I've spoken about messed reality before. It's like messed is everywhere that you're making something matter, right? You've got messed, you've got the matter and time, and you've got energy and space. The matter and time is a lie, energy and space is the truth, right? So every time, because you choose, you choose, you choose, you choose, you choose, you choose, you choose. You wake up in the morning and you choose. You choose to have a smile on your dial, a smile on your face. You choose to have a skip, in your step, or you choose not to. What did you choose today? So everything you chose today already since you've been up, some of us are fresh, good morning, some of us are nighttime. Everything you chose today and everywhere that's interesting. Everywhere you chose today and everywhere you forgot to choose you, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 100 shorts, boys, perverts, creations, bases, and beyonds. You know how, like, if you walk in somewhere and you hear music and you hear a song, and then all day long you keep singing that song? It's exactly what it's like. It's like you wake up in the morning and it's like, what are you aware of? What noise are you hearing that you decide is your song? It's not your song. You don't have to sing it. So everywhere that you're stuck in this reality and the messed reality that keeps you from being you, we destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 100 shorts, boys, probeds, creations, spaces, and beyonds. So find something that's you, okay? And when I say find something that's you, there's this sense of space. There's no judgment. There's you, your body, possibilities, okay? So for me, nature, absolutely. Even just my backyard or even my plants. Like, I'll just go chat to my plants. Water. And then, like, I don't care if it's a shower, it's a bath, it's an ocean, it's a sea, it's a lake, it's a river or something. When I'm in water, I breathe easier. Like, there's more of me. There's me, okay? Um, Weirdly, for the past, like, however many years, some cooking. A lot of the times, like, we just finished certified facilitator training. 5 days of training, and Sarah Watt was staying at my house, and I come home and I'm just cooking because it just calms me. I like it. There's something about just cooking and being in my kitchen, and whether I'm listening to a class or listening to clearings, or I've just got the sound of the ocean because I can hear the ocean from my place, or I've got some music on, anything. But it's just got this space that's me. So what is that for you? Some of those things I mentioned might be exactly what you're, looking for. But what is that for you? And it's like, make sure you gift yourself that. Okay? Because if you get caught up in the frantic and the panic, oh my God, how many things have I got to do today? Oh, I've got to tick all these things off, and I've got nothing done today. And it's just like, oh my God, how am I going to, like, that energy that never creates anything greater. So a good question also to give your clients and for all of you is, where is my energy required today? You wake up in the morning, where is my energy required today? Dear universe, show me what else is possible. And, like, write some of these questions down. Put them in a place that you remember. Because there's so many tools in access consciousness, and I get it. We sometimes forget. Like, one of the tools is brilliant, and I tend to forget it a lot. Yeah, someone just said walking. Yeah, exactly. I love walking. I love walking and I love running. I have some friends who love swimming, like doing laps. I couldn't think of anything more boring. I can do like 4 laps and then I'm like, I'm done. But I can walk for ages, or I can go for a jog or run or something like that. But yeah, not that. Getting out in the sun. Yeah, like someone said sunbathe. It's like the other day we were going to lunch and we got out of the car and I was just like, oh, and just like receiving that sun. It was like that vitamin D. Yeah, let's go into the molecules. And it's like, yeah, that's you. Okay. None of the fucking crap that the world is going on with. Like, really, really. So, how many of you are choosing meshed reality so you can always be in panic and choose frantic as your choice of destroying possibilities? And everything at that is times a godzillion where you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all 100 shorts, boys, provids, creations, bases, and beyonds. Yeah, skiing. That's a great one. I haven't been skiing in a while. Yes, you do get snow in Australia. It's not nearly as good as New Zealand or America or Europe, but we do get it. And one of my favorite things. So this might be like if you find that platform of how you function. Like for me, skiing, when you're at the top of the mountain, you could be skiing with friends, but it's you in the mountain. It's you, your body in the mountain, and you pick your track, and you're like, where am I going here, right? And you head down the mountain, and it's like whoosh, the noises, the cold on your face, and it's like the terrain, and it might change. What's the visibility like and everything, but you're so present with what is going on. What is that for all of you? Choose it. And it could be like I talk about that with skiing, and Yasmin talks about that with skiing, and it's a bit of a faster thing, but it could be gardening. You know, where do you find you? 1 hour a day and 1 day a week. Okay, minimum. Start choosing 1 hour a day and 1 day a week that's just for you. You don't need to tell anyone anything. You never need to justify your choices. You just need to choose. Okay. So, um, and I found this quote today. Let me share this with you. This was brilliant. Hang on. This was from Gary. I don't know what from. Relaxation is the primary element in the creation of the future. I love that. Because if you're choosing panic and frantic, are you choosing relaxation or are you disdaining relaxation? Are you pushing it away? So everything at that is times a godzillion when you destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pod, all 100, shorts, boys, provids, creations, spaces, and beyonds. I will put this in the Profit Club thing. So, Rachel, if you can share it in the thing. Relaxation is the primary element in the creation of the future.